So I finally broke through the wall. I weighed in yesterday at 209.8, about 2 pounds less than what I've been stuck at for the past month or so. I'm thrilled that I'm finally beyond that little plateau, whatever it was. Was it a plateau in the sense where I wasn't losing fat? No. I think it's pretty clear now that that wasn't the case. So how did I do this? How did I break out of this? Honestly, I don't know. But there are several factors that probably came into play here. One of which was, of course, just being patient, which for those of you who've been following my videos, you know that I haven't exactly been 100% patient lately. But still, I didn't quit. I did sort of deliberately go over my calories a couple of times on Sunday and a little bit yesterday too, because I was toying with the idea of eating at maintenance. I don't think that's a good idea, frankly. It felt like just in the past couple of days, it was getting me a little bit too used to eating more than I should. So I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to plan to do it. Let's just say that. So that's one thing. It's just being patient. You just got to kind of stay the course, stay on target, and don't blow it. The other thing was I did sleep better. I got better sleep the past several days. And I'm sure that probably had a lot to do with me being able to get rid of the water weight that was impeding my ability to get a new number on the scale. Because I know very well from experience that not getting enough sleep causes me to get all bloated. I can feel it. I get in the shower every morning. That's usually my gauge to tell how much water I'm retaining. When I'm washing my face and I'm kind of going down like this, if I can feel my cheekbones really defined, I know that I'm not holding a lot of water. And sometimes it's just like this big round balloon. And right now, I can feel it. I am holding a bit of water today too, which means I'm probably going to get an even lower number on the scale sometime this week if I behave myself. But yeah, I slept a lot better the past several days. And I might show a screenshot. I'm using an app called AutoSleep to track my sleep, which is, frankly, I think it's a much better application than the native sleep tracking that the Apple Watch has. You got a lot more data. It's definitely not 100% accurate, but I found that it gets pretty close. And you can fine tune it too. If it looks like it's crediting you too much sleep or not enough sleep, you can kind of tweak it up and down till it matches what seems to be the most plausible amount of sleep that you just got. And it works pretty good. But yeah, I've got it. Okay, so that's number 2. I've been sleeping better. The other thing too is I've been complaining for a while about not being able to walk as much as I usually do because of my right foot being stricken with plantar fasciitis at the moment. I still haven't gotten it professionally diagnosed, but I'm going to. I have a doctor's appointment with a podiatrist. I'm not going to be able to see him for about a month, but in the meantime, probably next week, I'm going to get an x-ray done on my foot so we can look at those results when I see him. So I'll find out about that. I'm almost 100% positive I have plantar fasciitis anyway, because the symptoms just match up exactly as far as the location of the pain and the nature of the pain and how it comes and goes and how it's worse when I first get up in the morning, that type of thing. But anyway, so that plantar fasciitis in my right foot has prevented me from walking the long distances that I'm accustomed to doing on a regular basis. I like to go for 5-mile walks in my neighborhood. And I've only been able to do that a couple of times, probably against my better judgment just in the past week. So I did do this. When my foot was feeling okay, I put my insoles in and went out for a 5-mile walk. First time I did it, which was about a week ago, felt fine. My foot was aching a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. Then I did it again a couple of days ago, and I was okay for about the first 2.5 miles. I was okay. The second half of that walk, I was in a lot of pain. But the funny thing is about this plantar fasciitis, within an hour or two of being home, it cleared up again. So I've actually been doing dance workouts at home too, late at night, which probably isn't helping this condition either. But I just refuse to let this beat me down. So I will say that at least it's kind of been staying the same generally as far as the degree of severity of the symptoms. I'm sure I'm going to wind up having to buy some better shoes. I've been wearing Converse All-Stars for well over 15 years now. Has been that long? Maybe 10 years. It's probably only been 10 years, but still it feels like forever. That's all I ever wear. And they basically have 0 arch support, which in the past, frankly, has never been an issue for me. So kind of still in denial about this, I guess, that I'm going to have to actually start wearing shoes with arch support, but I'll live. So yeah, I think those 3 things, getting the cardio that I probably shouldn't have gotten, the better sleep, and being patient. Everything else I'm doing, I just want to stay the course. I don't want to start messing around with calorie cycling like I was talking about yesterday. And by the way, I don't know where I got the idea from. I've seen a lot of fitness YouTubers talking about this, but it wasn't Fit Father Project. It wasn't that guy. So I'm not sure where I got that from. I think I just made that up. But anyway, calorie cycling is a thing. You can definitely do it. But again, like I mentioned yesterday, or a couple of days ago, I varied the amount of calories I eat every day all the time because of my varying levels of activity. So I don't really know. I'm probably technically already doing that. So I think setting my calories higher and lower, budget wise from day to day that's a level of fussiness, I think, that's just going to derail me after a while. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I have myself dialed in for a half a pound for now, which I think is fine. If I find myself coming in under budget a lot again, I may dial it back up to 1 pound a week, which I was for most of the past month. I'll probably go back and forth on that, and that's fine. I have been doing that since the beginning. That's probably as far as I'm going to go with so-called calorie cycling is kind of tweaking my budget up and down between a half pound and a pound a week. Not a big deal. But other than that, definitely want to keep getting more sleep, but I also want to make sure I'm getting a lot more protein than I typically do. And I have found that does seem to help me feel better, feel more satiated, feel stronger, feel calmer. And it's going to help my body actually build the muscle tissue that it's trying to build right now with the amount of abuse that I'm giving it in the gym. Typically, I just don't get enough. And I know it has a lot to do with me being vegan, but it mostly has to do with me just being a lazy vegan, because I don't cook at home. I haven't really been very protein conscious before I was vegan too. I mean, when I was eating meat, I really wasn't very protein conscious, but being vegan, you really kind of have to pay attention to it. There are a lot of cuckoo vegan YouTubers who try to tell you that protein doesn't matter. It does, especially if you're doing what I'm doing. It really does matter. So I have started using protein powders, which I kind of begrudgingly, because those things are expensive, but it does seem to help. So there's that. I've also started using creatine, which I was doing like 7 years ago, and my little brother and I were gym buddies. He got me on creatine for a while, and I do remember it helping me. I stopped using it after a while just because the difference that it gave me in the gym, I just didn't feel like it was that noticeable in the long run. But since I'm in the gym far more now than I ever have been, I probably will find it beneficial. And there's all kinds of other purported benefits to using this stuff, some of which have to do with brain function. So I'm all for that. So yeah, I think that's it. Finally, I have some good news instead of just me complaining about stuff. I'll see you guys later. Bye.